Aloha friends, welcome to Aloha Food Forest, a Southern California backyard suburban food forest, just to show you what's possible in your own backyard. So I'll just show you what we have growing here. These nasturtium and feverfew and mustards and wild radishes have all grown from seed. The papaya there was grown from seed. All of these, there's a cannabis that was grown from seed, and we're allowed to grow that now, yay. And garlic, that garlic was grown from the garlic that we bought at the store, and all of those are garlic that we bought at the store. The fennel back there, that one came from a seed. I found it in a neighbor's yard and I took some seeds, and it's black licorice flavored. So all of this stuff was virtually free. The sugar cane came from my dear friend Tanya's yard. She ordered sugar cane, and it does really well around here. You can just take a cut of the sugar cane and plant it. So it's amazing. So that's infinite abundance. All this is infinite abundance, right? Comes from a seed. So we'll go look over here. Here's mint. This mint was grown from a cutting. All you have to do is put a piece of mint in the ground. Let me show you, basic lesson. All of the nodes on a plant, like these little nodes here where the leaves come out, they're very similar to roots. They work in the same way. So underground here, let's see if I can get a good shot of that. This is a mint plant, mint root, and it has these same little nodes, kind of like the leaves. And see down here, they're probably going to turn into roots. So with a mint plant, and with many different plants, you can generate roots by putting these nodes underground. So like by covering this with soil. And the same is true if you want to take some mint root. You can break off a piece of mint root like this and this. And here you can plant it somewhere else. Okay, and then also if you have a piece of mint and you break off a stem like this. Say you have a stem that you bought from the store. You can plant this by taking off all the leaves and putting it in a nice potting soil, and basically like take off a ton of the leaves. Like I'll show you what we can do. We do a lot of these rooted cuttings in here. See, this is lavender, so we just leave a very, very little bit of the plant. So, and we're using the aquaponics system to grow, but it also works with potted soil. You just, so like breaking off at least a couple nodes, maybe even 3, to open up the nodes. And then also, this is a lot of plant, so we're going to take off this header like that and leave it with only one leaf. And then from there, it can go right into the soil. Like we could put it into a pot like this. I have something else in there. That's some nice soft soil. Put that in there. And then in a little while, it'll turn into a mint plant. So you can get an infinite abundance of mint, which is always nice. Mint is a good, healthy one. Yeah. So we're on the infinite abundance tour today. Okay, the same thing. There's a rosemary plant. You can get a rosemary plant to grow the same way by putting the stem in the ground. Let's see how this one's doing. So this one is starting to root already. Yeah, you can see that. So, yeah, I'm going to plant that one out pretty soon. But that's how you can grow new plants, everybody. You can grow new plants from the old plants. So, let's see, we got these came from other plants that we grew. This one came from this one. So we just keep, if you just keep on breaking off a piece and putting another piece in, you can get a lot more. And the same with the seedlings down under here, all these pretty flowers. Once you get one of those flowers, then it makes seeds, and then you can collect all the seeds, and then you can have more flowers. So that's the infinite abundance from flowers. And here's one of my favorite infinite abundance, a tree, a fruiting tree. This one happens to be a lemon tree, which is 50 years old. And a 50-year-old lemon tree is still making beautiful lemons and making a beautiful fragrance and helping catch the wind and helping the birds and the wild animals survive. And so this is one of the most fun parts of infinite abundance. And plus, inside of every lemon, once it gets fully ripe, like let's see this one. Inside of every lemon is a seed for another lemon tree. Now that's a lot of infinite abundance right there, isn't it? It's amazing. Okay. Plus there's the juice and the fragrance. Let me see if I can open this up. Show you the seed. Cutting it open with my fingernails. One hand here. Okay. Got a little bit of dirtiness on it. Just some soil. But you can see in there. Look at that. Those are the seeds for new trees. So you could plant those and you'd get new lemon trees. You could also cut off a piece of a lemon branch, like this one, where you see again, there are those nodes right here where there were leaves. And if I were to break this off, you could see another node right there. Oops. Sorry. Okay. So these are the nodes. You can cut these off and root them. And then you get new trees. So this is how you can get plants for your food forest. Think about seeds, think about cuttings. Sometimes you buy trees at the nursery. But like these vines will grow by seed. These olives will grow by seed or by propagation. These cactuses, you can break one of these petals off and it will grow. In fact, if you leave one in your soil, it will start turning into a plant on its own. Like these down here, they might just start growing their own. They're very powerful. But you can eat these cactus petals. They're good. So, and this huge monster, it's an agave. It came from one little tiny plant. So, this one, I'm sort of scared of it because it's really pokey. So I stay away from it. But then there's this bamboo, which is really pretty. You can grow that by cuttings or by roots. And all of this aloe vera grew from one little plant. So there's a lot of that. And then the grapevines, you can snip a grapevine and start it, root it with the node method. Same with these blackberries. These came from other blackberries, cuttings or roots. Okay, the lemongrass basically just has a bunch of different rooted lemongrass plants. Let's see. So you just grab one of these with the roots or dig it out, just like you would dig out grass. It's just bigger grass. Okay, the Swiss chard came from seeds. The wild lettuce came from seeds. The green onion, we originally planted from green onions at the grocery store because our chickens love to eat the green onion tops. And so we stuck the root part into the soil, and now we have green onions all over the place. See all those flowers with the white balls on top? Those are green onions. And all those purple flowers out there are the wild radish that grew from seed here also. And all of the orange calendula flowers grew from seed. So even the collards grew from seed. This grape grew from seed. It's a wild grape. Here's a little baby macadamia tree that grew from seed. This rosemary was another piece of rosemary that we cut off. The comfrey, what came from a piece of comfrey, a comfrey plant that we planted. The pecan tree came from seed. So basically, I hope you're getting the idea of the infinite abundance here. This tree was planted 8 years ago. It's still going. This tree over here was planted 8 years ago. And it's that one right there on the right. And the one next to it right here with the white flowers on it. This was a seedling that grew from that one. So I didn't even expect that to happen, but it happened. The apricot tree had dropped a seed and grew an apricot tree. And look, this is the first year that it's ever made flowers. I think because this has been such a great year for rain and the birds are so happy and beautiful. And look at all the green onions and garlic we have around here. We just plant, though, they all planted themselves now from seed. And here's another little apricot tree from seed. Another little apricot tree that's even younger. So you can see things are spreading. This we planted from one little piece of, or a few little pieces of this plant stuck into the ground. Most of this stuff is seedlings, volunteers. Yeah. So it's fun to see the infinite abundance, isn't it? Yeah. Like you can break off a fig tree branch and plant it. You can plant an almond if it's raw. That's another thing, you can plant raw nuts to make seedlings, or you can do little cuttings off of a tree and plant that for your own tree. So I hope you're getting the idea of the infinite abundance, and I wish you very much luck in creating your own food forest. And aloha!